On the altar of the crucifixion located on Mount Calvary, the Franciscans celebrated the feast of the Exaltation of the Holy Cross. The Mass was celebrated by the Custodial Vicar of the Holy Land, Father Dobromir Yatsal. In the homily, the priest said that the logic of the world needs the logic of the cross, otherwise it requires us to respond to hatred within hatred, thus giving space to a chain of reactions that eventually makes us only feel anger towards ourselves. From the place where the cross of Christ was raised, Father Dobromir said that the Lord was offended, blasphemed, beaten and crucified. Despite all this, he did not react with revenge. The apparent defeat was in fact the great victory of love. Humility is not ignorance, and tranquility and simplicity are not naivety. Obedience is not weakness, continued the friar, who assured, these virtues help us to embody the mystery of the cross. The relic of the Holy Cross, discovered by Saint Helena, the mother of the Emperor Constantine around the year 327 AD, was carried in procession to the altar of St. Mary Magdalene and could be revered by the faithful.
Immediatamente Sant'Elena decide di dividere, di spezzare la croce e portare.
Saint Helena immediately decides to divide the cross into parts and bring one of the relics to Rome, one of the greatest pieces. The door to Rome in the area where today is the Basilica of the Holy Cross in Jerusalem, where the imperial palace stood. A hall of the imperial palace is transformed into the church, initially in honor of all the relics that had been brought from Jerusalem.
All'inizio era in onore di tutte le reliquie che lei aveva portato da Gerusalemme.
And even today it is possible to venerate the relics of the Holy Cross in the Basilica of Rome. There, a chapel preserves the sacred fragments. They also include the inscription that was fixed on the cross of Christ with the phrase, Jesus of Nazareth, King of Jews. Constantine intended to underline the importance of the link between the two great capitals of Christianity.
Costantino aveva ufficializzato il cristianesimo con l'editto di Costantino.
Constantine had formalized Christianity with the Edict of Milan, but then through the construction of the Basilica of the Holy Sepulchre here in Jerusalem and that of Rome, he wanted to link the two great Christian capitals.
Chiamata Gerusalemme per collegare le due grandi capitali cristiane.
It is important to know that the work began by Saint Helena, the subdivision of the Cross of the Lord, has continued throughout the centuries.
Il resto della croce del Signore è stato...
What remains of the Lord's cross has been transformed into fragments in order for every local church to have a fragment, because the life of the church is founded on the cross of the Lord.
La vita della Chiesa.